It is the first week of September, and I've just discounted my whole entire eBay store by 40%. Now let's see if we can get some sales this month. Hello, my name is Brian, and I'm on a mission to turn $100 into $1 million business with reselling. This week we will do reselling. We also do photography, videography, and vending machines, and other various businesses that we will go through as we had them. But this week is focused on reselling. That is what we're going to do. We're going to get this reselling operation up and running, essentially, because the last couple months have been my fault and not great. So we're going to get this thing going, and I thought the best way to do that would be to discount my store by 40%. All my items that I have remaining are super old. They're close to a year old at this point, and if you've been following the channel for a while, you know how I bought them and why it's not great. Going forward, we're gonna do better. We're gonna get this thing up, and we're gonna get this thing going. With discounting my store by 40%, we have 2 sales in 1 week.
Hell, it's about time.
So the first sale happened a couple days ago. I have to get these to the post office within the hour, so we're gonna do this a little quick, but I sold this case, and so let's go over it real quick. So it's a rotating case for a Galaxy Tab. I bought it on auction last year, so basically a whole year ago, for $1.23. I thought I'd get about 20 bucks for it. Since I discounted the store by 40%, it sold for about 14. So I listed on 1001, sold it on 902. Total sales of 2058, minus taxes of $1.57, gross sales of 1901, minus shipping label of 701, and eBay fees of 301 gives me a net sales of $8.99. Minus cost of goods of $1.23 gives me a gross profit of $7.76 and shipping cost of 58 cents. So I get a net profit of $7.18 for holding this thing for a year. Not too bad. I'll take it. That's the first sale. And this sale. Yes, I sold this. A sealed puzzle. Looks like Salvador Dali. That is a Eurographics, The Temptation of Saint Anthony. 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle by Salvador Dali. Bought that at Goodwill a little bit under a year ago for $4.99. A little high. Thought I'd get about 20-25 bucks for it. My list date was 10/24 and my sale date was 9/05. Total sales of 25/12 minus taxes of $1.31 gives me gross sales of 23.81 minus shipping label of 8.82. eBay fees of 4.14 gives me net sales of 10.85. Come back to my pocket. Minus cost of goods of 4.99 gives me a gross profit of $5.86 minus $1 for shipping, and I'm really at $4.82. And it took me a year to sell. Not too great, but you know, I discounted my store 40%, and so I only sold it for $14.99, and I bought it for $5. But you know, that's what happens with reselling. My goal is to at least make something off of these items, preferably in the $10 to $20 range. A lot of these like DVDs that I have that I have to go through still, those are gonna net me like between $4 and $12 maybe. Maybe there's a couple in there that I can get 20. A lot of these are not gonna be the big winners or the big profit margins. These are quantity over quality. And when we get through these DVDs and all this junk I still have to go through, that is when we'll only focus on quality. Because again, I think of these reselling items as lures when you're going fishing, right? They're just each one line, and so each line will hopefully over time take, right? So if I have 1,000 lines in the lake, for example, the odds are very high that I will at least get one bite and one sale, one fish caught, so I will eat. Eventually I need to focus on better items, right? And that would be like bigger hooks, bigger lures, brighter lures. Now if I can get 1,000 of those plus 1,000 of these, I'm gonna be eating well, because those other ones are gonna catch fish more frequently than these will. Because I'm starting out, I have to have a mix of both. I can't just focus on these really high expensive items that are really desirable, because it'll be hard to find those for one. Some of it will be cost prohibitive for 2, and for 3 it's easier to collect the individual lines that are just one day a fish will catch. And I have a lot of the one day a fish will catch stuff. I have some stuff in here that I do think are decent and are, you know, nicer, and they should, you know, get a lure. I haven't gotten there in a while. I've had a rough couple months personally, and so things have not gone how they should have. But we're going to get back on track in September because we need to get this business blowing up. Can't just rely on one income. We gotta have multiple income streams, which is different than what I've said in the past, but things change. All right, well, I think we're good for now. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button down below, I would greatly appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000 subs, and we've been stagnant for a while because of my failure to operate as much as I have been. That's changing, by the way. I'm going to be more active in this month and the next month for sure. And so, if you don't mind, I would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. We're going to create these videos now individually on their own. So this is just the reselling video. If you're interested in the other videos, they'll still be on this channel, but they're just going to focus on different topics. And this is just going to be reselling. With that, I need to get to the post office and get these items to their owners. What's up, everybody? It's September 11th, 2025, and I got 2 sales in 3 days. Yeah, I'm just so cool with these glasses on. I just got off of work and wanted to hurry up and get these 2 items off to the post office because I got shows tonight. I got 2 sales. I got the sale. It was 2 days ago on the 9th. I didn't take it yesterday, so I got to take it today. Let me show you what it is. This beautiful DVD. This item in particular was part of a Facebook Marketplace deal that I made back in last July. It was basically just a leftover of, I don't know, 20, 30 DVDs. The point of that buying that on Facebook Marketplace was more for the Neon Genesis Evangelion. That was more of the big item that I wanted. And I just got the other DVDs as a way to get that item, even though I didn't make too much money on the Neon Genesis Evangelion. I did get all of these movies. So that movie, including the other ones, averaged about 60 cents per movie. I thought I'd get about $7.99 for it. Because I'm doing that big 40% discount this month, I end up selling it for just under $5. So I listed that back in last August, and it's now September. My total sales was $9.82 minus taxes of 56 cents. My gross sales was $9.26. Shipping label $4.47 and $1.65 for eBay fees gives me a net sales of $3.14 coming back to my pocket. Minus cost of goods of 60 cents gets me a gross profit of $2.54 minus my shipping supply cost of 14 cents gives me a net profit of $2.40. Grab my handy dandy bubble mailer. This thing is ready to go. So the second item I sold, and that was today, was a Orbi Wi-Fi. There's the 2. There's the satellite and the router. Both of those together makes a good deal. I got that at a Goodwill just under 11 months ago, back in October 21, 2024. We got a Goodwill for $12. I thought I'd get about $89.99, but because I'm discounting my whole store 40%, it was around $54. So I lost a little bit of potential profit in that, but I've been sitting on it for a year, so it's better just to get it sold and get it out of here so we can get new product in. I listed on 11/19 and it sold today on 9/11. My total sales is $65.06. There was no taxes on this, so my gross sales was $65.06. Minus shipping label of $11.07 and eBay fees of $6.48 gives me net sales of $47.51. Minus cost of goods of $11.98 gives me a gross profit of $35.53. Minus shipping supply cost of $1.04 gives me a net profit of $34.49. And it took 296 days to sell. Not great. My last bunch of items have been taking forever to sell. That means they were not good enough and didn't have high enough sell-through rates. But I made some money. Yeah, $47 coming back to me. So I'm gonna box it up and ship it out. But so far, 4 sales in a little bit over 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks. That was how many sales I got in the last 2 months. Discounting my store helped dramatically because it allowed the prices to get closer to what the market thought the prices were. So we're making sales. Not making much money. Hello everybody. It's September 15th, 2025, and I got 2 sales in 1 weekend. First thing I sold, this was on Saturday, I sold this makeup kit. So when I bought that, the thing had like over 100% sell-through rate. Still took 400 days. Don't yell at me about sell-through rate. Alright, so this I Laugh curler set, I bought on 6/19/2024 at a Goodwill for $2.99. So I listed at $20.99, took 40% off. So I listed on 6/21/2024, and the sale date was 9/13/2025. Total sales $19.17, minus taxes of $1.56, gave me gross sales of $17.61, minus shipping label of $5.02, and eBay fees of $2.83. $280 gave me net sales of $9.76. Minus cost of goods of $2.99 gave me gross profit of $6.77. Minus shipping supply cost of 14 cents gives me a net profit of $6.63. But it took 449 days to sell. So then yesterday I got a sale. I sold this DVD combo pack, Burst Angel. It's pretty nice. It's part of that big Facebook marketplace deal I made last year. So Burst Angel bought on 7/23/2024 in a Facebook marketplace deal with everything that I got and rounded to 60 cents per item. I thought I'd get around 22. I think it sold for about 15. My list date was 7/25 and my sale date was 9/14/2025. Total sales of 2029. My checks of $1.28 gives me gross sales of 1901. My shipping label 522. And eBay fees of 376. Gave me net sales of $10.03. My 60 cents for my cost of goods gives me a gross profit of 9.43, and my 14 cents for shipping supply costs give me net profit of $9.29. It took 416 days to sell, but at least it's gone. All right, with that, I'm gonna get out here, take these to the post office, and hopefully we keep these sales rolling. We already have more than the last 2.5 months combined. Let's try to beat that. Hello, everybody! It's September 19th, 2025, and I got 2 sales in one day, and 1 sale yesterday. Yay! We're selling things. First are these little shoes for like a kid. They're size 3. I got them for a nickel because they were part of a mystery box. That's what I estimated the price was. It was about a nickel compared with all the stuff that I got. And I sold it for like, I don't know, $4. There's that one. And then this morning I sold this Ray-Ban. Bought that one for $1 at a Goodwill, so that was not bad. And then I sold Last Action Hero.
You think you're funny, don't you?
I know I am. I'm the famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
I really like this movie. I got that from a Facebook Marketplace deal last year. It wasn't really expensive, but we'll go over it. Each of those items. Okay, so the shoes, I got them last year at the auction, part of a mystery box, estimated 5 cents. Sold around $4. I don't remember exactly because I'm 40% off of my store. So I listed on 9/23 and I sold it 9/18, so almost a year. My total sales was 10.71, minus taxes 82 cents, gross sales of 9.89, minus shipping label 5.70, and eBay fees $1.76 gives me net sales of $2.43. Coming back to my pocket, minus the cost of goods of a nickel, then you get gross profit of $2.38. And then the shipping supply cost, which the bubble mailer that I have, I think it fit in there. So 14 cents for that gets me a net profit of $2.24. And it took me 306 days to sell. And we got Last Action Hero. Got a Facebook Marketplace for 60 cents. I think that sold for like just under $4. Listed at 813, so last year. And then I sold it this year for 919. Total sales of 872. My taxes is 66 cents. My gross sales of $8.06. My shipping label of $4.47. And eBay fees $1.74. Gives me net sales of $1.85. Coming back to my pocket. Minus cost of goods of 60 cents gives me a gross profit of $1.25. And shipping supply cost of 14 cents gives me net profit of $1.11. And it took 402 days to sell. And then the Ray-Ban glasses holder, I got it at Goodwill for 99 cents. Thought it would be like $12.99. 40% off is like $7, something like that. So I listed it on 7/23 last year, and I sold this year 9/19. Total sales of $13.41 minus taxes 82 cents gives me a gross sales of $12.59. My shipping label $4.80 and eBay fees of $2.10 gives me net sales of $5.69 coming back to my pocket. Minus cost of goods of 99 cents gives me a gross profit of $4.70, and supply cost of 14 cents gives me a net profit of $4.56. It took 423 days to sell. Not great. I mean, overall, I pretty much netted $10. I mean, it was cheap. I only spent $1.50 to get $10. So it's a good margin on that. Not much else to say about those, but I gotta get them shipped. These bubble mailers, by the way, are a lifesaver, man. They're so easy to use. Like, look, take 2 seconds. Ray-Ban, going in here. Bam, done. Last Action Hero, get in there. Bam. Let's see if these fit. Good thing they're size 3. Oh, that's gonna be close. Oh, that barely fit. The ease of small items is what I like the most. Not a lot of effort to ship these out, and they don't take a lot of space. So that's like the main reason why I kind of focus on smaller items and DVDs and stuff like that. It's just because it's so much easier of a process to handle it. With, you know, bigger electronics or items that you're not familiar with, you might get returns if you don't know if it's good or not. From a working standpoint, DVDs pretty much are fine most of the time, unless it's like really bad and scratch and stuff like that, but most of the time it's not, and so it's so much easier to deal with. I think eventually when we do get a warehouse, probably next year, we will be able to do other types of items and sell other types of items, but right now it's just more of getting a return on investment. as much as possible without overextending myself, because I do have a full-time job, I do have hobbies, I have friends, you know, I have life. So I can't constantly be just doing reselling and spending 40 hours, 50 hours a week doing reselling. I can maybe spend an hour, 2 hours a week, maybe 4 hours. Doesn't give you a lot of time. And so I'm managing it the best I can. That's why I kind of took a break last month, just so I can get into the rhythm a lot easier. I was spending a lot of time doing other things, and it kind of took my focus away. But we're getting back on track. You know, we're halfway through the month and we've got plenty of sales, and we're getting this stuff out of here so we can start fresh and start new and get more things listed and sold. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here. Got to get to the post office, and I'll see you when we get another sale. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Today is September 25th, 2025. I gotta do this a little bit quick because I got a show, Cobra. Gotta hurry up. But I got a sale, and I got it 2 days ago, and I haven't filmed it yet, and I need to get it out of here, or eBay's gonna take me to jail. So I sold Demon City Shinjuku. It was part of the garage sale that I did last year. So got it for $20.24 for $1.47 because I bought a whole bunch of them. It listed for $19.99, 40% off, so it was like $12 I sold it for, something like that. List date of 5/19, sale date of, oh, it's actually 9/23. I should change that. Total sales of $17.18 minus taxes of 72 cents. Gross sales of $16.46. My shipping label of $4.47 and eBay fees of $3.25 gives me net sales of $8.74 coming back to my pocket. My cost of goods of $1.47 and my gross profit is $7.27 and shipping supply cost of 14 cents gives me a net profit of $7.13. I took almost 500 days of sale. Way too long. But I made $7. A sale's a sale, alright? Money is money. If I'm getting money, I'm getting closer to the goal. Alright, well, enough of me talking because I'm tired and I need to go get to the show. Hello, everybody. It's September 29th, 2025, and I got another sale. Yeah, I got another sale. I sold a little woofy. Yeah, I sold a Beanie Baby. Why did I buy Beanie Babies? Thought it was a good deal. We'll see how good of a deal it was. I bought Bones back in May of 2024, a year and a half ago. Got it at Goodwill. So I got like, I don't know, 6 to 8 different Beanie Babies all at once. It only cost me like $12. So I thought it was going to be a good big winner. I think I've only sold like 2 or 3, but I pretty much got my money back, so it's not that bad. It cost me about $2 a piece. I thought I'd get about $15 for it, 40% off, so I think it was 11, somewhere around there. My list date was 6/09, and I sold it today, 9/29. Total sales of $17.05 minus taxes of $1.55 gives me gross sales of $15.50. My shipping label was $6.51. For some reason, they picked FedEx. I didn't even know that was an option. I should have checked USPS first. My eBay fees of $2.91 gives me a net sales of $6.08. Since it only cost me $2, I made a gross profit of $4.08. I'm gonna put in a bubble mailer for 14 cents, gives me a net profit of $3.94. But it took 477 days to sell. Not great. So I mean, I put $2 in to get $6 out. Okay, I tripled my money essentially. As long as we're moving forward with money, right? I definitely do. I think once I get through all these movies and I go do another round of buying, I'm gonna only buy items worth $50 or more. If I nickel and dime this, it's gonna take forever. So I think, yeah, the value's gotta be at least $50. We're gonna go big or go home. But we got a while till that happens because I got all this stuff. We got VHSs, board games, radio equipment, I don't even know, shoes, and 2,000 movies. We gotta go through that first. We only have a day left of the month, so we'll see if we get a sale tomorrow. If not, we'll probably do it. We'll see tomorrow. Alright.